Go on, Ashley.
Yep.
Coronavirus is the biggest threat this country has faced for decades.
Basically, when lockdown hit, I had to sort of think, well, what am I going to do? Well, I'm certainly not going to do nothing, which is a route maybe some people took.
Initially, I was really annoyed because, well, there's two stages. One, I was like, okay, a break. I thought it was 2 weeks lockdown. I'm like, okay, a little break would be nice. But also at the same time, I want to compete. I want to be better and better. And obviously without access to a gym, it's hard for a weightlifter to become better and better, if not impossible. You need some kind of weight to have any stimulus.
When I realised that the gyms were shutting down, I felt a bit lost. And I suspect that other people probably felt that way too, with having such a big part of their life, just suddenly you're unable to do it.
Goal setting comes into it, always trying to set goals and always trying to push and just find ways to keep yourself excited. So I think I started like a set of 9, maybe 10 pull-ups in a row, and obviously lockdown extended. Ended the 6-month lockdown doing a set of 25. Exceeded the goal for a start. Now in 6 months, I don't know if that sounds like a lot of progress, but it was 5 days a week. I was doing that, did dips, did some lunges, just did what I could.
My responsibility as captain and coach is to give the best I can to the weightlifters. They pay for membership, and I think they deserve whatever I can offer, programming, coaching, whatever I can do, I should offer, and which I tried to do.
For me, the gym isn't just me wanting to get better at a sport. It's also quite a good way to release stress, release tension, just get that energy out. Also have a chat with people, that kind of thing. Just an overall good environment that's suddenly I now can't do. Mentally,
I missed it a lot, and it's made me realise how much I'll never be, that 6 months off is enough to last me for the rest of my lifetime. Bar a day or two off, I'm not going to be taking any time off unless, touch wood, nothing happens injury-wise.
It was so hard to buy any equipment. I went through every single page, even the expensive ones. I'm like, okay, maybe if I have to, I'll buy the expensive Eleiko plates if I really have to. Sold out, everything was sold out.
As the lockdown was looming, I thought to myself, right, I'm going to have to get in on this. I went to an equipment company, managed to buy some weights from them. They'd taken on a lot more orders than they could fulfill, which meant that we were looking at a time of several months, I think, before they could actually deliver the products. And it was with big thanks to RGU, who were the ones that actually paid for this equipment, which enabled me to continue training. I'm grateful to that I know that this isn't something that everyone's been able to do or have access to or continue training at home.
However, the rest of Scotland will move at that point to level 4 for a period of 3 weeks. There will be a review after 2 weeks.
Within 10 minutes, I think, of Sturgeon making the lockdown announcement, that Thursday or that Friday in December it was, I had bought a bar and a set of 15s within 10 minutes. So that's £230, £130 for the bar, £100 for the 15s. I'll mess around with 50 kilos, throw a bar around for a few weeks.
What you call home lifting at its finest.
And the more I thought about it, another 10 minutes went past, and I thought, if I bought that, why not just buy a bit more that's a bit more substantial? Very all or nothing, I guess, and that has good and bad things about a personality, but basically my dad paid for it, and I basically went on finance with him, so I'm just paying him back. Obviously I was furloughed from my work, so I bought another set of 15s, then I bought a set of 20s, and the change plates, the 1s, 2s and halves, and then I bought a set of 10s. Even now I've just ordered a set of 5 kilo plates, so I'm pretty much set. Yeah, I don't ever want to have that time off again, man.
It was a real gamble almost to buy equipment. In fact, actually, by the time I I put my money down. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy this thing. I spent how many hundreds of pounds, probably like near 700 pounds, 800 pounds maybe. By the time I got my equipment, the gyms had opened already. So hindsight, that was a great idea because we went to a second lockdown. So that was great. But during the time, it was a gamble, basically.
I think the worst part about lifting at home is not being able to drop the weight. It's just, you're missing the most satisfying part, which is the weight drop after you've done that rep. On the one hand, it's pretty beneficial for me to train by myself because I actually get my stuff done in a reasonable amount of time. But on the other hand, it means that I'm missing out on just like that social chit chat of whatever's going on. Are folk just supporting you generally while you lift?
If you really do love something, you know, it's not really, this amount of money, it's not even an afterthought. I joined a weightlifting team, John North's weightlifting team online, to sort of give me that drive against other people. It's just this general drive of competition and just wanting to improve yourself and I guess, you know, just be the best version of yourself. And it sounds cliche, but I just think, why would you not want to do that?
You know, everyone says, oh, if I didn't have a job, if I didn't have uni, I would train all day, every day. I just rest, eat. Yeah, you say that, but it doesn't happen. Getting the motivation to train, right? I mean, you know, wake up and the bar is right next to you is not as motivating as you think it is. You know, everyone says, you know, if I had time, I would get fit, but no one's fit right now. Everyone's probably gained some weight. I've gained some weight because the motivation is not easy to come by when there's no schedule. I live next to the pit. We call it the pit. It's just, I don't know why, it's not even a pit, it's a tarmac, but we call it the pit. And I live next to it. So I'd walk by it very often. I thought the building owned the place because it's supposed to be a football like changing bit or something. It's owned by the council. And during lockdown, I had the weights and all that. I just felt a bit cheeky. And I'm like, all right, let's try it out. And if someone tells us off, then we get told off, whatever, it's fine. But no one did. No one told us off. And eventually I realized once I actually walked around the building that it was abandoned. The building's closed, so that bit is basically free to use. No one's told us off, no one's tattletaled or anything, so.
It almost became some kind of unknown outdoor gym facility that different people would use at different times. They would, almost like the unspoken rule of, this is our spot.
So the Saturdays outside have been really good, for example. Coaches are great, but training partners who push each other, going to maximum, pushing each other heavy, you can't recreate that. That's such a great environment, you know? You know, there's like a saying that, you know, if you want to be smart, surround yourself with smart people. You know, you want to be strong, surround yourself with strong people. So getting around like-minded individuals that, you know, have the same sort of mantra, that want to push themselves. You know, who said the three of us, for example, we might not be world champions or ever get there, but we're going to push each other, we're going to keep training, you know, push each other to a maximum effort, and that's what it's about, I think, you know.
It feels great to train with other people again, because you've got a whole bunch of like-minded individuals that come together, that we're all hoping to lift big weights, to progress, or even just general chat about what's going on. It's really nice just to go along and have a catch up, lift some good weights. Like,
it kind of clicked, like it's a rubber mat, it's a rubber pit, so you can drop weights like no tomorrow and it's not gonna break anything.
With a lot of people being locked indoors, you know, like pretty hard lockdown, and you can go left or you can go right. You can, you know, keep working out, trying to improve yourself, or you can just, you know, go in a downward spiral. And I think that might be harsh to say, but I think obviously going left, for that example, would be very beneficial for a lot of people, I think.
You have to have hope. You've got to have a positive mental attitude. And although that can be difficult in times like these, even seeing things as that may be considered small, such as for some people that could be putting on makeup to make themselves feel better, something that we may perceive to be insignificant can have a great mental impact on others. Doing things to keep that positive mental attitude and to keep hope is, I would say, very important during times like this, because without hope you can quickly fall into despair.